The Forestry Division, Ministry of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries presents to you a virtual demonstration of forest fire suppression and the tools and techniques utilized by the division. Please be advised that all COVID-19 protocols were observed during this production. So join us as we introduce today's presenter, Forester 1, Mr. Narendra Santoki.
Hi, my name is Narendra Santoki, Forester 1 Fire Unit, and today we are going to do a virtual demonstration on fire suppression. During the fire season, we will be utilizing fire safety gears, our correct PPE, and also the simple hand tools. With the safety gears, we have the helmet with the straps, the breathing unit, our Lomex material shirt, pants, and the shoes. Some of you all may ask why it is we are not using fire gears in which fire services are using. Why this material is so small. The reason for this is that the material is very lightweight, so it allows us to maneuver into the forest very easily to get away from fires in case our lives are in danger. Also, the Lomex material is very breathable, so it does not allow us to run the risk of heat stroke within the forest fire. In terms of the simple fire tools, we have the fire rake, fire beater, the McLeod, backpack pump, grip hook, Pulaski, and the drip torch. The fire rake and the McLeod are used to clear the fire lines around the wildfire. The fire beater is basically to smother any small fires around the area or to suppress whatever fire there is. Even though there are fires that get away, we use this to basically smother the fire so it wouldn't raise into a wildfire. The backpack pump, when doing our mop-up sessions, whatever stumps or logs that are still burning, we use this to out the area to make sure there's nothing left that is burning. Grip hook and Pulaski, these are used as basic tools to move all debris off the fire line into the fire. The drip torch is for when we are doing our back burning. When using forest hand tools to out fires, they should never be used in areas where you have high winds, crown fires or fires in the tops of trees, or very large fires which are able to roll over, swirl or cross your fire lines. So during fire season, when we have our fire patrols, if a fire is spotted or detected, we go to scene. But before we go to scene, we call our Forester 2s, and they would take the information as to where we are going, and only when we reach on site then we can call back and say the size of the fire. Within that time, the Forester 2s will call any other foresters or crews in the area to give backup to us. After the fire has been suppressed, or even during routine patrols where roadside fires are detected, after all that, we usually fill out a fire report form. When approaching a fire, the first step is to size up the fire. When you look at the area, the first on the spot, you have to look at where the head of the fire is, which direction the fire is going. And in terms of if there are any areas of much consideration, if there are houses, people, roadway, whatever what we deem in terms of important, and even so if there are people who are not working forestry who are trying to out the fire, we have to look at all these factors into consideration. After the fire is sized up and we determine that simple hand tools can suppress this fire, we then proceed to attacking the head of the fire. If this is the head of your fire, then this is your area of attack here. Then this is where you start the attack. Once you suppress the head of the fire and you have this under control, then the rest of the fire is easy to suppress. After you attack the head of the fire, the first thing you want to do is form a fire trace or a fire line around your fire. This is called an indirect attack by attacking the head of the fire. Now basically what you're going to do, you're going to spread your crew in two and you're going to attack the fire from either directions. So after you utilize your McLeod and your fan rake to set up this fire line or your control line, now you're going to set your backfire. Using the drip torch, you're going to start your backfire from the head of the fire all the way to the sides. So this backfire is going to burn the fire trace on the inside. You need to set your backfire on the inside. It may sound a little funny telling someone not to set a backfire on the outside, but in the heat of things with the adrenaline rushing, people may forget. So it is very important that you set your backfire on the inside of the fire line. By so doing, this backfire will burn in this direction and the wildfire burning in this direction. Hence, this entire area will burn out, controlling everything within your fire control line. Next part of thing is to patrol. With your crew going around the fire lines in either direction, while this is burning, the crew will be walking and patrolling to look for any falling debris, falling logs, or any trees that fall apart over the control line to set a new wildfire. Lastly, we call it mop-up activity. The mop-up activity is basically after this area has been burnt out and you already patrol and realize there is no more fire beyond your fire control line, a mop-up activity takes place and basically all logs, stumps, or anything that is smoking or still looks that is hot and it could spread another fire, the backpack pumps are used now to wet those areas to suppress whatever fire left so that there will be no more fires. Another hurdle forestry faces is fighting fires on a very steep slope. In fighting a fire on a steep slope, you want to make this fire line twice the width of the fire down the slope so that workers can exit in either direction safely, either to the left or the right. Within fighting a fire on a steep slope, you never want to have workers go up the slope or down the slope. It is either a left or right direction out of the way of the fire. The most important thing is to get rid or to suppress the head of the fire immediately. Once the head of the fire is suppressed immediately, then and only then can you send workers down to build your fire lines on either side of the fire down the slope. When going down the slope, you would want to build a fire line straight. You never want to build a fire line going inward or outward. If you create a fire line inward or outward, you increase the chances of falling debris and creating a wildfire outside of your fire control line. All right, in terms of fire, there are three things in which causes a fire to burn: high winds, heat, and fuel. In Forestry Division, the major thing to remove is fuel, and we will suppress the fire. One of the major hurdles we face on a steep slope is excessive winds. On a hillside, wind is a major factor and it adds to the fire very rapidly. And in so doing, when the wind hits the fire going up the hill, you tend to have more than one fire head. Because sometimes workers will be handling one fire head, and with the excessive winds, another fire head will be created and come on the other side, and sometimes engulf workers, which is very dangerous. Please be safe out there and remember to observe all COVID-19 protocols.